Hi, this is Jerry Jenkins. I have a large graph that I'm going to show you how to animate. This is animation I already have on YouTube. People have asked how do you do the code for this. So the way it works, here's a picture of the nodes in the graph, and you'll see the gray lines are all the edges. And I've set this to music, so let me play a little bit and you can see what it does. So I have a Repl.it, and you'll see this address up here, Repl.it, and this is a place that has a full IDE for almost any language you can imagine, and it's actually free for your personal use. And so I'm going to demonstrate some code here that will of how I do that animation. And I'm going to do it through incremental development here. So the first thing, I have three programs I'm going to show you. I'm going to have just the circles for the nodes. So we're going to use a Pygame development environment, which is in Python. And so with the circles, let me run this, and you'll just see the circles show up. And the way it runs, you ask which demo you want to do. And right down here, this might be hard to see, but circles is 1, add edges is 2, and the third code I'm going to show you is the full animation. So I'm going to hit 1. And you can see it just displays the circles. So this is the main program, and it imports 3 other files, which are the 3 other demos. So this is basically going to show you how to write operations in Pygame to do a similar graphics, but it's much simplified than what I did because I have so many nodes and I have text animation going on. There's a lot more happening in mine. I also don't show you how I generate where the nodes are, but you can figure that manually in a program, like a drawing program. So first I'm going to prompt the user. I'm going to, with a numbered prompt, I'm going to get the input, and I'm going to run the program that the user chose. So that's what main does. So let's look at circles first. So circles, I import Pygame. And then I'm going to import a pre-existing graph. So I have a file called graph data, which is over here. And graph data has 19 nodes. And it's a list where each item in the list is a little list with 2 items, which is just the XY position and what nodes it's connected to, which is these are index numbers into this list for graph. And so it has each node, and so it has all 19 nodes. So I import this into each program. So let's go back to circles. So once I've imported that, I'm going to have some constants. So playing around, you'll find the display area for Repl.it Pygame is about 800 by 600. I have a node size, and you can play with changing this. When you come to this site, which the links are in the video description, you can play around with these constants. So basically, when run gets called on this part of the game, it initializes Pygame. And that displays this little hello from Pygame community message. It has to create a screen buffer and initialize drawing. So you call Pygame.display set mode, and you give it the width and the height inside of a tuple. This is how you pass both dimensions like width and height and XY coordinates in Pygame. You make a tuple of the X amount and the Y amount. We're going to be using a clock to synchronize it. So it has a constant time that it ticks off at. So we have to get a clock object from Pygame. So you do that by calling creating a clock object on the time class inside Pygame. So our first step is we're going to fill the screen with black. So this is colors are a tuple with 3 elements, red, green, and blue, and each element's between 0 and 255. You may run it in this other drawing program. So 000 is black, and all 255s are white. And the amount of red, green, and blue determines the color. And then we have a loop. So with this loop is just going to draw all these nodes. So for every center, X, Y, and blank, so that's going to get the 2 elements of each element of graph. It's going to ignore the list of edges for now. That's why we have underscore. Underscore is a variable used in Python that you can just accept something you're going to ignore. So then it's just entered in center XY. So we're going to call the draw circle on the screen, and then you pass the color. We're going to make it a white, well, almost white. It's just slightly yellowish, so it's got a little bit more red and green. And you'll see that's the yellow here. at the center XY with the radius that we set in our constants up here. And so that's going to draw each circle, but it's going to fill it with yellow. That's what the normal thing does. So to get the interior of the circle, I draw another solid circle a little smaller. So I draw another circle that's 4 pixels smaller with a different color. And this is, let's see, red, no red, and then green and blue. So we get this kind of color here. So then we call update. Now update's a really important thing in Pygame. It copies whatever you've drawn in the display buffer, which is what these drawing commands did. They drew in our screen buffer, which we set up here. So you say pygame.display.update. That copies your screen buffer to the actual display. And then normally in Pygame, you then do a loop like down here for an event in Pygame get. If the event type is quit, then you exit. But in Repl, you have to actually do an infinite loop and wait for the stop button to be clicked up here. Let me click it now to stop it from running. So it was actually running the whole time and just waiting in this loop. So that's the whole circle part. Now let's show you what the next part does. This next part just adds the edges. So I'm going to run this again. This time I'll hit 2 to add the edges. And you see it draws a different color background for the circles, and it does all the edges. So let's look at this. We're going to be adding more code that's approaching the final program for animation. So what we've added here is this part's pretty much the same. Got the graph data and we set the constants. Now we're going to define some colors. We'll define white and blue. So each color is a tuple with red, green, and blue values. We have our run program. And now we've introduced a global because we're going to use screen and edges in some methods. So instead of passing these as parameters, we're just going to share them as global variables. We're going to call a method called build edges. So what we want to do with the edges is we want to add the we want to add a data structure that stores all these edges. That's going to be the edges data structure. So let's look at build edges down here. So build edges, we're going to create a dictionary, and the key value of the dictionary is going to be a tuple with the from and the to node numbers of the edges. But since they can go both ways, we want a unique identifier representing whether it goes from here to here or from here to here. So I have this edge ID, which takes 2 node numbers, and it basically sorts the values so that the lower number node numbers first and creates a new tuple. So that would, if we gave it 1, 2 or 2, 1, it would return in both cases 1, 2. So now what they do here, so this is a structured for, so we're going to enumerate through the graph, and you remember the graph has a, inside of it, it has a XY value, which we don't need, so we're going to ignore that with an underscore, and it has an adjacent list of indexes. So this will be the adjacents, or list of all the nodes that N1 will go to. And enumerate is something you use on a list to automatically create a numbering from 0 up to the n-1 of each element. So N1 becomes the current node that we're looking up in the graph, and then we have the adjacent. So then we have an inner loop that goes, N2 is steps through the adjacent. So now N1 and N2 inside this loop represents each edge. So for example, if we start at the 0 node, if this is 0 node, it would step through, in the outer loop it would pick this node, and the inner loop would go through all these edges that are coming out of the 0 node. And so we get an edge ID for that, which will normalize the edges so that N1 and N2 order won't matter. And then if it's not already in edges, we're going to add that tuple N1, N2 to the edges. So that creates an array of all the edges. Okay, so now we've done that. We init Pygame. We create our set mode to do the display. We create the clock. We fill the screen. And then we have a loop to draw the edges. So we just draw a line on the screen. It's going to be white. It's going to start at this coordinate and go to this coordinate. So we're passing it 2 coordinates, a from coordinate and a to coordinate. So it's looking up the graph value at that node and getting the first element in the graph, which happens to be the XY coordinate. And then 2 is the width of the line. So that'll draw all the lines, and the rest is the same. We call fill circle, but this time we pass it a color name instead of a tuple. And then, well, this calls flip instead of update. They're almost synonymous. Flip does the same thing. It copies the display to the buffer. It copies the display buffer, which is screen, to the screen, the actual display. But we can easily change this to update, which I'm going to do. And then we wait for it to finish. And the other things we've done is to fill the circles, we'll just have one call here because we created a method which does our 2 circle calls, with one with a full radius and one with a smaller radius. And it gets passed a line color and a fill color, which are passed to those 2. So that's all of add edges. So let's go to the final animation. So the final animation, well, let's run it first. So let's stop that one and run the final animation. So to run the final animation, you just put in 3 here and hit enter. I kind of made the colors like a flyer. So when it discovers a node, the current node it discovers is yellow, and then once it moves on, it's red, and then when it's all done with it, it becomes a blue. So it's kind of like a flyer moving through the system. So let's look at the final graph, full animation. So we've added a frames per second, how fast it's going to run. We'll use that later. We've added some more colors. There's some comments here for when they're used. So we have gray, white, yellow, red, black, and blue. This is just a comment to remember what we have in the graph. So in the graph we have the XY coordinate, and we have the adjacent nodes. We're going to add 2 more elements to the graph by appending them to the graph data we pull in. So we're going to add a node edge color and a node fill color. So we have the colors that will be for each node, and that'll keep track of the state. Now we're also going to do a thing to draw everything. So we're going to have draw graph down here. We'll do all our drawing at once. So it's going to draw the whole graph. So we're going to fill the screen with 0 to black. We're going to, for every edge, in the edges values, we're going to get the edge and the color of the edge, which is going to also be in the edges. And we're going to draw a line from the, just like we did before. And then for all the XY and the line color and the 4 color, we're going to ignore the adjacent matrix list here. We're going to draw all the nodes. We're going to call circle to fill all the nodes. And then we also going to have an update we're going to use later, which will draw the graph and then update the screen. And this is going to be used in a bigger loop, so we have to add one more thing when we're in a loop doing animation. We have to call clock.tick speed, and that will hold up everything and synchronize it to the speed. So let's go back up and start with the main code here. We add to the graph, we add all the gray and black elements by extending the element. We call build edges, and build edges is one we used before. Build edges, we've added the color. So that's the thing, we've added that. So this has been expanded a little bit. We initialize the game and we do the initial setups. We draw the graph the first time. We call update, so it forces it to the screen. And we do a little time delay before it starts the animation. So this is a way you can actually just wait for something. You say Pygame time and a delay. This is in milliseconds, so that's going to wait 2 seconds. And that's because when I ran this in Repl, this wouldn't update fast enough, so it would, once it started showing, it was already partway through the animation. So that'll give it time for Repl to start. It runs a little behind. Now, to do the actual breadth first search algorithm, that's what this loop is. So I'm not going to teach that, but basically to do the breadth first search, you need a queue. So we're going to just use a list for the queue, and we're just going to add and remove stuff from the list from the right end. And while there's an element, so we're going to queue in the first thing, which will be node 0, to start the animation. And while there's something in the queue, we're going to pop it off the queue. So that's going to take it off the queue from the 0, the front end. We're going to pin things to the end for pushing it onto the queue. We're going to set the graph at that node, so the graph element of that node becomes the current element. And we're going to set the color for the current node to white and yellow. That's going to become current. And then for each N2 in the adjacent list, if it's black, that means, and the edge that we're looking at is in the queue, or the node is in the queue, not in the queue, then it's basically undiscovered. So if it's undiscovered, we append it to the queue. We set the discovered node to white and red, and we set the edge to white that we got to here from, and then we call update. And update will cause it to draw and do a step. So this loop will be drawing the individual edges here for the first discovered node. And then once we're done with that, we set the, it's all done, we set the current fill color to blue, and we call update. So when it's done, it's all going to become blue. And then, while one stop, wait for stop. So that's the wait. And I think that we covered everything. So that's it. So let's run the final animation again. Hit 3. And there we have the final animation. So I hope you enjoyed this. Look at the description of the video for links to getting to this REPL so you can play with the code, and also links to the original video this is based on and some of my other videos that are related. The next thing you might want to do is learn how to do sprites. And the way I did my animation to do a lot of nodes is you create sprites for every element. So I made the node is a sprite and each edge is a sprite. And sprites are a way that when you update and draw, you're not drawing everything but just what has changed on the screen. So it's really how you would actually do a game in Pygame to make it more efficient. Thank you very much.